injury. She's separating the lies from the fake, and I'm gonna keep it real, dog, and set the tone for how this thing finna go. Now, I'm here to tell you there's multiple doctors that have spoken about Caitlin Clark injury and pretty much how the front office and the Indiana Fever training staff and medical staff kind of dropped the ball on this injury, bro. You just don't see stuff like this happening in the NBA, NFL. Somebody come back from injury, 2-3 games, and they hurt again. This type of stuff.
Breaking. A medical expert just spilled the tea, and it's medically terrifying about Caitlin Clark's groin injury. And no, this isn't your usual ice it and walk it off issue. We're talking red flags, caution tape, and maybe even a priest. Is this why she's been moving like someone sitting on a Lego? Is her rookie season hanging by a ligament? Grab your popcorn, because this unusual medical twist might just make the WNBA do a double take and a full MRI.
Caitlin Clark, WNBA superstar, just returned from a left quad strain. We said be closer to a month. We said definitely longer than the 2 weeks the team initially said. Closer to 3 weeks. Congratulations, she made it back early. But now comes another injury on top of the left quad strain. It's a left groin strain in the last few seconds of the game on Tuesday, 2 days ago. They're saying it's day to day. Groin strains, especially for basketball players, are rarely day.
First the eye poke, then the groin shot. What's next? JCS Sheldon, showing up to the court in metal knuckles and steel-toed sneakers, because at this point, it's giving less rivalry and more WWE audition tape with a scholarship. One occurrence might be written off as a fluke, a small oopsie in the heat of the game. 2, that's not a coincidence. That's a pattern.
Stephanie White, I just did a video on that. If you guys haven't seen it, pretty much say Caitlin Clark is going to look at going to the doctors, pretty much insinuating that she's going to get her own doctor, bro. And that's the right thing for Caitlin to do, because at this point, Indiana Fever cannot be trusted. I keep telling y'all, it's looking spooky and Indy, bro, and New York looking a hell of a lot better than me, bro, because I can see sunshine in the air, the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh my goodness, Sabrina raining threes, Caitlin raining threes, Brianna Stewart getting mega rebounds. It's a match made.
And not a charming one like polka dots. More like a murder scene outline created with a Sharpie and evil intentions. Let's just lay it out. JCS Sheldon targeted Caitlin Clark like she was trying to unlock a secret boss level. We're talking full Mortal Kombat mode. Finish her energy, minus the controller, and with way too much actual physical contact. The groin shot wasn't simply a foul, it was practically a felony.
And it looks like Caitlin Clark looked like she got a little hurt towards the end there. Is there any update on her injury?
No update. Just felt a little something in her groin, so we'll get it evaluated and see what happens from there.
Yeah, just kind of to follow up on that, looked like she was kind of grabbing at her right groin area. Is that the concern?
Yeah, if that's the one she was grabbing at, I don't know which one it was, but yeah, I mean, that's it.
Caitlin didn't simply wheeze. She practically disappeared from the court like a cartoon character getting smacked by an anvil. This isn't simply dirty play. This is obtained security on standby behavior. And everyone saw it. The footage is clearer than a medical textbook diagram. No mistaking it. Knee, direct path, groin, target acquired. And the worst part, it wasn't even subtle. There was zero disguise. No inadvertent footwork. No tripping over a screen. Just a direct drive to the reproductive system like it owed her money. You don't unintentionally knee someone there. That takes choreography. That takes premeditation. That needs a special type of villain origin narrative.
Medical expert has spoken about this Caitlin Clark injury, bro. So it looks like here he said Caitlin Clark appears to have re-aggravated her right adductor groin strain. The tricky part about the groin strains is they are slow healing tissue, easy to re-injure, and constantly requires for anything involving.
This is the same JC Sheldon who once tried to scan Caitlin Clark's eye like a QR code. Now she's moved south, targeting her groin in what looks less like defense and more like a demolition job. Is this basketball or something else entirely? At this point, it feels like her strategy is picking off body parts one at a time. The WNBA should be taking notice, because when eye pokes and low blows go unchecked, we're not talking physical play anymore. We're talking chaos.
Aggravated or re-aggravated an issue she was dealing with in the preseason. She had a minor quad strain in the preseason that was well managed. It was a little bit of tightness in the thigh, hard to elevate, hard to push off. Now here's the issue. She was cleared to play just before the start of the season, but then re-aggravated. And here's the problem with a quad strain. It is a slight tear, but a lot of inflammation can develop around this small tear. And when a pocket of fluid develops around a small tear, then the thigh muscle in general can just shut down. So you have to be very, very conservative with treatment. So this is the right move, to shut it down at minimum for 2 weeks, complete rest, and really control the inflammation that can set around that tear. So she's looking at missing.
Fans saw it, and social media is on fire. This isn't defense. It's a hit job. Caitlin Clark's taking real damage, and the league's silence speaks volumes. She's not just limping, she's being worn down. If this keeps up, it's not about rest, it's about safety.
A good outcome if she returned in a week to 2 weeks. Day-to-day does not seem realistic, especially on top of the left quad and now left groin injury. They are related, maybe not directly, but compensation, they are related. Congratulations on the quick return last time. It's the expectation the fever may be a little more cautious this time. It's going to be longer than day-to-day. Hopefully a short-term, 1 or 2 week short-term absence would be the best case scenario. But
This isn't sustainable. If the league keeps letting this slide, it invites a level of recklessness that turns the WNBA into a contact sport free-for-all. A knee to the league's biggest star in the reproductive region isn't just a foul, it's a red flag. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's the player, the face, the draw, the future. You don't let your MVP prototype get treated like a throwaway character. You protect her like the Hope Diamond in compression shorts. Right now, the league's doing the opposite.
Caitlin Clark did get injured again in her right groin this time. The previous groin injury was her left groin, and it is not looking good because groins are an injury that do take quite a while to actually.
Well, shit. We have some really disappointing WNBA injury update. Caitlin Clark is officially ruled out for all events of the All-Star Weekend. She did say, don't worry, she's still going to be at Gamebridge. She's still going to be around. She's still going to be making her appearances, signing for the fans, everything she can do to make this a great event. But unfortunately, that groin is still bothering her, and it's the right groin now. We saw her get injured.
What message does this send to the next generation? Join the league. Just be ready to take a knee to the uterus and a finger to the eye. But hey, you'll trend on Twitter. That's not inspiration. That's a liability. Letting them play is one thing. Letting them assault is another. If JC Sheldon's antics are the new normal, teams might need medics on standby and chiropractors in the locker room. And why is she still suiting up like nothing happened? Anywhere else, she'd be escorted out, not excused. A knee to the groin isn't a gray area, it's a red flag. Sheldon has become a safety risk, plain and simple. This isn't rivalry. It's not even basketball. It's one player endangering another's career in the name of defense.
The officials know what they're calling and what they're not. They know what to look for and what not. Caitlin Clark is a really big deal. And I wonder if they're not calling fouls on her on purpose. Now, I'm not saying that's why she got hurt. I mean, I'm not saying that. But I wonder, just watching these games, are they not calling fouls where she gets hit on purpose because the backlash and what could happen, the optics of, Caitlin Clark getting all these foul calls, getting superstar foul calls, what that would do to the WNBA conversation and attention to the game. Because
that's sabotage, plain and simple, and it has no place in a league that claims to care about player health, safety, or the future of the game. The groin shot was the final straw. Caitlin Clark's season is hanging by a thread, and JC Sheldon's out here with scissors. If the league doesn't act now, they're not just failing Clark, they're inviting disaster. Suspend her, fine her, ban her, or send her to MMA where that kind of aggression belongs. Basketball is for athletes who play, not punish. Caitlin isn't just injured, she's being damaged. And while she's one bad screen away from a total reset, the people meant to protect her are too busy watching the chaos like it's part of the show.
I mean, look, we got a rotation now, y'all. I will like to see Caitlin Clark when she's healthy, because it's clear she's not healthy. Her aggravating the groin, that lets it be known she's not ready. She's not healthy. That explains the 1 of 28 from 3 or 1 of 40, 1 of 4,000 from 3 or whatever she was. She's hurt, man. She's playing injured. It explains the shot being off. And I don't know. I don't think she should play tomorrow. I don't think she should participate in any of these all-star festivities. She's clearly not healthy. She's in tears on the bench, man. So we need to pray that she can get back right.
How is the most valuable player in women's basketball being allowed to limp through trauma like she's starring in a slow-mo reboot of Rocky? Where are the elite therapists, performance specialists, and orthopedic experts that generational stars usually get on day one? Caitlin Clark needs a medical Avengers team 24/7. She shouldn't be relying on an assistant trainer with an ice pack and wishful thinking. She needs a custom recovery plan, top-tier care, and a personal crew of experts rebuilding her from the ground up. That's what legends invest in, because health is the foundation of greatness. Meanwhile, Clark is dodging elbows, knees, and chaos while trying to rehab mid-game. That's not resilience, it's recklessness.
Clark, because I actually had that injury 2006, and listen, I was heavily taped around my thigh, around my glute, just trying to make sure there was enough pressure to hold that groin. And the hard part is that the groin is an area that you can't just touch and go, oh, it hurts right here. You feel it deep. You have to get a lot of deep treatment, whether it's ice and heat and rest. Well, can Caitlin Clark, she can't find a lot of rest right now because she's mid-season. But I think that injury is really tough because it lingers. No matter how much medicine you take, you can feel fine. You get back out there, one move, one change of direction, and boom, you're right back feeling that same.
Caitlin Clark can't heal while getting hit every game. It's like trying to fix a broken arm during a mugging. Refs are silent, players are swinging, and the message is clear. Hit her, no consequences. That's not basketball. She's carrying the league on pure grit and tape, while the system fails to protect its biggest star. Keep this up, and it's not just her season at risk, it's the league's future.
Young lady who hasn't missed a game in 8 years going back to her high school career, so she's not used to being in this position where she has to watch her teammates play while she's on the sidelines, on the bench. Now, based on all your expertise and quad injuries that you've witnessed over the years, what is the timeline for her to recover from this injury?
Well, it looks like a reactivation of the initial injury she had in preseason, which was also minor. So 2 weeks is the right time frame to really...
You think the record-breaking numbers came from great officiating? No, they came from Caitlin Clark hitting logo threes, dropping dimes, and owning the court like a vet in a 22-year-old's body. Now that body is bruised and limping, and the WNBA is acting like it's just part of the grind. It's not, it's sabotage. Whether intentional or not, the league is letting its biggest star take hits from defenders who treat sportsmanship like an optional elective. She needs real protection, real recovery, and refs who understand getting tackled mid-dribble isn't physical play. If the league doesn't act fast, Caitlin won't just miss games, she'll miss seasons. And no one will wonder what happened. We'll all know they watched it happen and did nothing.